Hello, viewers. It's another episode of Kboxtv Live, and today we're here with a manager, a boxing manager who's seen a lot of talent and signed a lot of guys under his tutelage and managing their careers to the top level. Guys, my guest on the show today is Nelson Azur. Nelson, welcome to Kboxtv.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We're finally here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Great. It's been a long time coming, We've always wanted to do this.
Yes, absolutely. So
Great.
I appreciate the the profile also. Let's do it.
All right, great. Without much ado, let's jump into it. Nelson, for us in boxing in Africa, we've seen a lot of things that you do for the boxers in Africa, representing some of them in USA and some too in Nigeria and then in Ghana. For the benefit of the guys who will be watching the show, who will be going like, but who is this guy? I would want to give you the privilege for you to personally introduce yourself and then bring them up to speed to what you're doing.
Yes, sir. So everyone calls me Nelson Azur because I know everyone calls me Nelson Azur, but my name is Nelson Ailabo, of course. Okay. Born in Brooklyn, New York, to Nigerian parents, but I did go to school back home for about 5 years or so, 4 years or so. I finished my high school there, but I still had to come here and finish up here too, just because the system is a little different. So basically that's it. And when it comes to boxing, I got into boxing through one of our top fighters in Nigeria, Lateef Kayode. I'm pretty sure you've heard of him.
Right.
Yes. So I managed him for just a fight and a half, in a way. But he's the one that really brought me into boxing on the high level.
Okay.
So we're talking about at least almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So with him, I was able to, you know how they always tell you that you pay your dues,
Right.
Yeah. So I paid my dues that way, because he was a superstar when he was when he was fighting. Especially, I'm not sure if you remember, he had a contract with Showtime. Very good brother. I have nothing bad to say about him, but it just didn't work out, and we ended up parting ways.
Right.
But after that, I knew that this was my calling, knowing the amount of talent that we have in that region of Africa, West Africa, period. So we talking about Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Benin Republic, just on the West African side of our continent. I knew we had a lot of talent, and I just went to work, man. I went to work.
It's been an interesting introduction of yourself, and the names that you've mentioned so far. Anybody that's in boxing know, what you've done for that guy, and definitely what he went on to achieve. It's just unfortunate that you guys fell out. Yeah. But like you're saying, there's no bad blood, and still you have a
definitely not. Listen, Kofi. One thing with boxers is there's nothing. It's never perfect. I don't care who you are. I'm not sure if you know that. Canelo and Oscar, they're not even talking, but they're working together. I mean? They don't like each other. It's never perfect. You try to do your best. At the end of the day, you try to do your best. I put a lot of money. I put a lot of resources. I put a lot of my time. If it's not working out with a fighter, all I ask a fighter to do is just, reach out to me. Let's sit down, and we could part ways amicably. But whatever I've spent, I want it back. It's not free, So I will release any fighter out of their contract as long as they give me what I've put in back,
Right.
And that, I think that's fair if you really look at it,
Yeah. So for you, you've never boxed, not even amateur.
No.
But when you got into the sport, did you try it in the ring sometimes?
Yes. It's a tough sport, man. It's really a tough sport. That's why these guys, I try my best to be as fair as I can. You know, they going in the ring. I think we had 4 deaths last year, right? In boxing?
Yeah, four.
We have 4. Deaths, right? Yeah. So, you know, as a manager / promoter, you know, and you know, because I try to do some promotion in Africa. I can't do it here because of the Muhammad Ali, you know, clause that is, you know, that the United States has. But it's a tough sport, and I respect these guys. I don't care if you have a winning record or a losing record. Getting in that ring is it's a tough thing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to bring this up, but I know you once had Oluwase, because I remember that he was in Nigeria and he was preparing, and then this year we saw him transit from LPMG to Streetwise.
To Streetwise, yes. So yes, I was with Sheon from for about almost 2 years.
Okay.
But of course, you know, it didn't work out, and it's like I always tell people, it's not a big deal. You know, just all you have to do is communicate with me. That boy is a great talent. When he gets the chance, I'm telling you, when he gets the chance, I really don't see that kid not winning the title. He's great talent. Great talent.
I agree.
Great talent. And he's a hard worker. So, you know, in boxing, if you work hard and you have the talent, there's no reason for you not to be successful. But he's in good hands, you know. So he's with Michael. Me and Michael are friends. We are, you know, and you know, we worked it out. You know, the release, I released them and we worked it out, and it's really no bad blood, you know. If I see Sheon, you know, he calls me big bro, you know, it's everything is good. But like I always tell boxers, communicate with your manager, communicate with your team, because it makes things much easier that way, you know. But I have a lot of love for the brother. Great talent. Great talent.
Great. Apart from Oluwase, you have, I mean, Oluwase is not under LPMG now. So you have a couple of talents now. You have Ghanaians.
Yes, so I still have Rafael Mensah from Ghana. Rafael Mensah is under me. I have Habib Ahmed.
Right.
I still have Isaac Ekbo is also under me. Of course, after his fight in Germany, he wants to take some time off. So he wants to come back. You know, he's getting older, but still a strong fighter. I have Honoré Ewarieme, the heavyweight. Yes. And
you have one boxer in South Africa.
Yes, I have Emil Kalakuzi, the 22-year-old fighter. He's actually the current IBF Youth World Champion. And I also have I'm pretty sure you know Anthony Yigit, this Swedish, 2012 Olympian. So he's also on me. And I have some younger talents that I'm signing, you know, and I've signed. But those are probably some of the bigger names. Yigit, Habib, Mensah, you know, Ekbo. Those are the guys. Awaria, man, you know, those guys, you know, they went to the Olympics, so they, in the boxing world, they know them, you know.
You know, people will say, would question. I mean, Nigeria is a very big country, and the talent in Nigeria is a lot.
Yes.
In recent times, we've even seen the WBC, the WBA post some raw talent. I mean, real hard talented guys without resources, everything, trying to make their dream work, working out in these places, especially Nigeria, because I've followed most of these handles and I've seen that they post a lot of talents in Nigeria on their platform. So it tells you that Nigeria is getting the attention, especially with the sanctioning bodies. But it's unfortunate that they don't have a lot of promotions, and the guys do not have a lot of managers who manage their talent to the top. And then you come in as a manager. For you, what has been the challenge in trying to manage these guys or signing to some of these talents onto LPMG boxing promotions or management?
So I think one of the biggest challenges is this. So you have the African fighters or fighters from our region, right? I think someone lies to them half of the time. And what I mean by someone lies to them half of the time is when you sign them, they ask you for money to for everything. They ask you, am I going to get a stipend? And when they ask for a stipend, they ask for really the amount that at the end of the day, it's just not fair, you know, it's not fair to the management to take care of your mother, to take care of your, you know, I just had a baby. Can I have some money? My mother is sick. My this, you know, I have like 11 fighters. So, and I think what happens is at the end of the day, they end up feeling like their management, some of them, not all.
Yeah.
Some of them feel like their management is supposed to be their cash cow.
Right.
You know? And your management is not your cash cow. And if I let some money go out, I'm getting it back. You know, when you fight, it's not free. Nothing is free, period.
True.
You know, and I'm glad that you're giving me this platform. I just had a fighter from Ghana that reached out to me. You know, I'm not gonna name names. And the first thing he's asking is, am I gonna get this? Am I gonna get that? I said, brother, don't even sign my contract if that's the case. Now, if you have a fight, I will finance your training camp, which is 8 weeks worth of training camp. You know, my job as a manager is to make sure that you at your absolute best and in shape for the fight. And I will supply what I need to supply, and you know, nutrition, food, money for a training camp.
Right.
If you're not fighting, I'm not in any way trying to constantly give you money to pay your rent in Africa, to pay your mother's rent, to pay your sister's rent, because you know, because everyone looks at it like you the cash cow. So that I think in Africa, that's my biggest challenge. And now it's not everyone. Let me tell you, it's not everyone. But some of them already feel like they're superstars. And I always say it, they haven't done anything yet. You know, come on, let's be honest. They ain't Ghana or they ain't Nigeria. The competition there is nothing compared to the competition here. So because you've amassed like 20-0 record or 50-0 record, it doesn't mean that, you know, things will work out. You could get to America and not work out. You know?
Right.
Great. So I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm glad you were able to put this thing out there, because I think there's some kind of miscommunication, or I don't know who is sort of financing everything 360. That is making if a new manager come on board, the boxer expect him to be paid his food, his everything. But if when this happens, what we realize is that for instance, the manager will be signed to Nelson Azur, right? And then let's say Kofi Besi will come in behind Nelson Azur's back, and then by the time we realize there's another contract and then it's signed. When these things happen, right? What happens? What happens when, or what goes beyond? What happens behind the scenes when a boxer is signed to, let's say, Nelson, and later is signed to me? How do you guys?
Well, you know what, like. So, and I've had those situations happen, okay? I've had it happen. Boxing is small. I tell the boxers all the time. Even myself as a manager, I stay humble in this sport because everyone knows everyone. If you mess up your name with one, you'll be surprised who's not going to give you a chance. So, like I said, boxing is small. Even for someone like me that has witnessed something like that, the only thing I do is I reach out to the new manager or supposedly new manager, and you let them know that, listen, this kid is signed to me, but please let me know how we could work it out so I can release him to you. You know, and usually that's how it happens, because usually the other manager doesn't even know what's going on. You know,
true.
But everyone in boxing, like I say, boxing is so small. I don't care if you're in Ghana, if you're in Benin Republic. It's only really 3 major players in boxing. You have Matchroom, you have Top Rank, and you have PBC.
That's right.
It's still the same. Everyone finds a way to get to the connection that connects to those guys. You know,
that's
be
very
it
true.
me, be it you, whoever you end up talking to will talk to someone. I talk to someone. I talk to someone that talks to someone that actually will get you in the door.
That's right.
You know, with any of those. So that's why. So when that time comes and they get to that point where they're trying to get in, they would call Nelson because that's what happened. They would call me and say, "But Nelson, Kofi is your fighter. What happened? I thought you said, and I'm like, yes, he's my fighter. I don't know what happened. Well, so he's calling me about so. You better fix that,
True.
And that's why I tell fighters, managers, matchmakers, every one of us that's affiliated in boxing. It's a small world in boxing. Everyone knows everyone. It's no reason for if a fighter is not happy with one management or one promotion, it's okay to release the fighter. Let them go where they feel happy. It's
Right.
like I said, all I just want is my money back at the end of the day. Because if I end up spending thousands of dollars on you, and and you're not happy, and you want to go somewhere else, just give my money back. That's it. But it's that's what happens in Africa. They sign contracts upon contracts upon contracts, and it's just not fair. Just
right.
Go ahead. I think you want to say something.
Yeah, I mean, we've able to establish that fact. Now, what of a boxer that has also gone to say fight? Let's say you secured a fight for a boxer, right? And his price has been disclosed, say £50,000 or $50,000, right? And then this boxer comes to Ghana or comes back to Nigeria, and maybe the contract that you guys signed was like the usual 33.3 and then 67.3, and then
absolutely.
It so happens that at the end of the day, the boxer gets, let's say, out of the percentage that you have, he got maybe something less than that, not even equal to 50-50, not even 40-60.
You mean the fighter?
Yeah, the fighter.
Okay.
It so happens that after the boxer is paid, right?
Yes.
So the boxer fights is being paid by the promoter, so he gets his money.
Yeah.
And usually you expect, or per the contract, the boxer is supposed to take the 67.3 and the manager takes like the 33.3, and it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't. So
yeah,
there's a reason why that happens. So part of the reason is this, okay? For someone that manages predominantly here in the United States, you have some fighters, they want to borrow money, okay? Nothing. And I'm saying this, I really appreciate you bringing me on your platform. Everything I'm saying now, for anyone that's watching this show that are boxers, that might want my team to manage them, nothing is free. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Right. So if I pay for your P1 visa from United States here, which costs about $5,000, for $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Right.
When you come here and you live, it's not free. Okay. Because now you're paying about maybe $800 to $1,000 for for training camp. It's not, all that stuff is not free. Now, fair is fair. If a fighter owes me, let's just say $40,000 in expenses so far.
Right.
We do this. I'm doing this knowing the risk at the end of the day. I know the risk. Okay?
Right.
But if a fighter owes me about $40,000 and has a fight for $40,000, of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take all their money. It's impossible. The law will not allow me to do that, But so you take 33 and a third out of that, right? Which at the end of the day, I want the fighter to go home with at least half of his purse.
Right.
Which is $20,000. If they owe me $40,000, I want them to go home with at least $20,000. That's after paying coach, because they still have to pay their coach. After paying their coach, and after my 33 and a third comes out. So I always even it out in a way where I make sure that the fighter goes home with at least half of their money, even though they still owe me an enormous amount of money, So what happens most of the time with these fighters is, and I had a fighter I had two fighters that was with Don King.
Okay.
Don, if you need extra money, Don will write the check. He will write the check. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
But when it's time for you to fight, he's gonna show you all the deductions, including that money that you sent to Ghana or you sent to London or whatever it is. He wants his money back, and it's fair. I can't tell the man not to get his money back. You know what I mean? Because who knows if that fighter is going to end up fighting again, or anything could happen. So if there's an opportunity for a promoter, a fighter to get their money back, you get your money back.
That's right.
So that's the only reason. What has happened back home though is this, and I'm not gonna put anyone out there like that, but what I've noticed back home, and when I mean back home, I'm talking about Ghana, Nigeria, and our surrounding areas, West African side is the managers. When you get a purse for 80 grand, and the fighter is only taking home 10 grand, I mean, how are you going to be successful as a person? It's just not fair. That means 70,000 went out. Out of 80,000, the fighter should not be taking home 10,000.
True.
It's just not fair. So, but if the fighter comes home with at least 40 grand, he'll get a chance to fight again. That's your job as a manager, to make sure you work hard so he can fight again. So you can recoup your money. But what I noticed that, back home, they find a way to this commission got to get this commission got to get that. It's not fair to the fighters, man. These guys work hard. They go in the ring, and it's not easy. They train hard. Habib has been here for a year.
Right.
He was supposed to fight, and I'm using Habib as an example. Habib, after he fought in Mississippi, he went home. I'm talking about Habib Ahmed. He went back home to Ghana.
Habib Ahmed, right.
Yes, he went back home to Ghana. I told him to come around August. He came in August. He was supposed to have a fight with Rob Brent. I think you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
Yes, Rob Brent tore his bicep. So, of course, that fight was canceled. So he had another fight in March 27th. Then Corona kicked in.
Right, true. I remember that one too.
Yes. Then July, he had a fight when they, as soon as they opened, he was supposed to fight. The opponent tested positive for COVID. They had another fight, I think in August, right? With that kid, Atlantis Fox. The fight was a no decision. Yeah, the fight was a no decision. Remember?
Yeah, no decision. Yeah, true.
Yeah, no decision. They stopped in the third round. So those are all things that could happen in within the sport.
Right.
As
true.
long as,
So Habib has had one of the his career has been very. I'll say he's one of the unlucky fighters. Because anytime that he's about to step into the ring, something happens.
Yes, something happens. It's been so unfortunate with him. But part of what I tell him is this: Showtime love Habib. They love his work ethic. There's nothing they tell him to do that he's not able to do. Meaning, if they tell him, okay, we want you to, he's actually a backup. He's fighting this weekend, but he's also a backup for Charlo.
Right. So
if something happens, Habib steps in. He's the backup for both brothers.
Okay.
So if someone tests positive for COVID or whatever the situation is, he fights. So he's gonna fight, but I don't think he'll be televised because they just want him there as a backup.
Okay.
But he's fighting next month.
Okay.
So, but a guy like Habib, he's such a professional. He knows exactly, and I think him living here and knowing how it works here gave him a better understanding that, listen, your team works hard for you. He's had about 5 fights since August, but he was only able to really fight 2,
True.
So not because of anything he did wrong, not because of anything that we did wrong or Showtime did wrong or PBC did wrong. It's just, it happens.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Right.
But a consummate professional, that brother is consummate professional, and that's why they love him.
One thing that I have seen on your side is that you've merged with Snapper Boxing Management, so XBM. And how I would like for you to speak. I mean, how did that come about, and what's the movement about, and what are we?
Yeah, so Snapper is one of the top management here. Had some really great boxers. He has some really great talent coming up now. So one thing about the brother is he's more like an entrepreneur. So he always wants to give people let me say, an opportunity. And he knows that there's a vast array of talent back home. So when we met through a very good friend of ours, a promoter, and that's who introduced us together and said that, listen, you guys are two brothers doing good things. Why don't you guys talk? And maybe there's something that you guys could do. And Snapper said, listen, why don't we go to Africa and kind of have like a minor leagues or like a farm system,
right,
where the top talent in the West African region, we could find out who the best is, you know,
right.
Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay.
He already has one going on in Mexico because he has a lot of, you know, fighters.
He has a show in Mexico, yeah.
Yes. So he said he wants to do the same thing in Ghana and Nigeria. So our first joint venture will be what we're about to do in Nigeria, which, of course, if the world doesn't know, Kofi is also a part of it. December 12th.
Yeah, I'm a part of it, right?
Yes, he's definitely a part of it. December 12th. We appreciate your talent also coming on board to just broadcast to the whole, you know, world, you know, what we have,
right,
you know, and let people know that Africa is the talent that we have is just crazy, you know.
That's true.
But we have to help them, whatever way we could help them. So that's how I met Snapper, and he's a great brother. He's a great team. He has a great team behind him, and this show is gonna happen.
So the show in Lagos, I mean, I know the card and everything is not set yet, but I know you have 4 fighters in Nigeria that's going to be on the show.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about it, and then where it's going to happen, and then I mean some specifics?
Yes, so it's going to happen in Victoria Island. We've already got the venue. It's
Victoria Island,
and we already got the venue, of course. So part of what we have to do is build the we have to build the ring.
Right.
So the fighters that we have coming, oh my goodness, what's that kid that he actually? Oh, so he would. What we're looking at right now, that he would be the one to headline it. Man, help me out here, man, Kofi.
Which of the kids?
He's a lightweight. He fought your guy, and when I mean your guy, I mean he fought a Ghanaian opponent his last fight. He's 13-0.
18-0.
It's 13-0. Real one.
Real one. Okay, real one. Lawal.
No, not Lawal. It's the other real one. Real one.
The other real one. Yes. See, he fought against Eric Kwam, and then I see him.
Yes, 13-0. Tony's gonna be there. Tony's not my fighter, but Tony brings the crowd in Nigeria, man. The place, Tony Salam is gonna be there, and Tony's gonna be on there. We also have Manyo.
I'll pause a little bit on that. Will we see the Tony Salam versus Olu Aderodura, or you? No. Yet to give him an opponent.
No. We have Manyo on there. No, Tony, we're looking for an opponent for Tony. We have Manyo on there. Manyo Planche is supposed to, it will be on we haven't settled the contracts yet, but those are all the names that were submitted to the Nigerian Boxing Commission. And we're still filling out the rest of the card with Ghanaian fighters, with top Ghanaian fighters, because that region, we need to be together, If something's going on in Ghana, we should be able to come to Ghana to put our fighters, whatever the situation is. Because not to even talk too much, but even a guy like Michael, I called Michael. I said, Michael, I'm doing a show in Nigeria. If you want to put anyone on, let me know. And the same thing with Michael. I'm talking about Bediaku. If you have a show going on in Ghana, let me know, so I could put my guys that's in that region. That's how we should help each other.
Right.
And absolutely.
One thing I've also realized, or we in Africa realized it, that for people coming outside Ghana, most of them want to get the fighters that are of, like, let's say 11-0, 15-0, 20-0. Nobody really wants to, go down and help the boxers from the amateur transition into the professionals and get their talents flying from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that reason? I mean, for what's the reason for that?
But I think a lot. If you notice, I think a lot of it is funds, man. It costs a lot. You know, it costs a lot of money. You know, I really think it's money. You know, even us putting this show together, I think
right.
when by the time this show is done, we're talking about a lot of money. You know what I mean?
That is right.
By the time this show is done, it's a lot of money. Even if all you're doing is paying $1,000 for this opponent or whatever, it's still a lot of money, you know. And we expect to have at least about 8 to 10 fighters, 10 cards, fights. So I think part of it, most of it is funds. You know, the financial aspect of it is really tough. And like I said, sometimes these fighters, no matter what you do for them, sometimes not too many of them really see the effort that you're putting in.
That's true.
But that's not to negate the effort that they put in, because it takes, the training and everything. It's a lot. The fighters do a lot of work. So I think because they do so much, they feel like a lot is owed to them. It's a team. Without one or the other, it's not going to work. I mean, you look at a guy like Manyo, he's still home. He's 32 years old. He's still home,
That's true.
It's a reason. True. It's tough. It's tough.
Right.
Right.
I'm very excited about
the show
coming in Nigeria, and I really also appreciate your honesty with some of these questions, because a lot of them people don't really let us know what's really happening on the ground, and so it's very easy for somebody to go like, this guy is not doing his job, that man is not doing his job. But then the truth is, a lot of things are not really said to the boxer, or or we don't get to hear the manager's perspective or his side. Yeah. And so it's easy for somebody to criticize somebody who is doing maybe everything that he can do or in his power to make sure things happen. Now, the talent in Africa, right? Yeah. And the government, the government empowers, like the people we have in power, overseeing our sport, especially boxing. Yeah. What do you have to tell them? Because there's definitely something you need to tell them about how they manage our boxing or how they operate or take care of our boxers.
Okay. Now, I feel like Ghana does a much better job. The talent that have come out of, you guys have about 8 or 9 world champions?
Yes, right? Yeah. It's actually 10.
It's 10, okay. And we're about to have 11, right?
Yeah, about to have 11.
It's about to be 11
tomorrow night with Duke Michael.
I trust my little brother will do what he has to do. I love Duke, man. Duke is my boy. Yeah. So I think Ghana does a better job with. You have the GBA, but the GBA, I think they could do a much better job of being honest with the fighters. I think they take the sides. If there's arbitration, because I know some cases that I know that's happened in Ghana the past few years. Right. And I think GBA were very slow to, I guess, act on it. If a manager is wrong, the manager is wrong. If the fighter is wrong, the fighter is wrong. But that's one of the things that I don't like that happens back home, and it happens in Nigeria too. So a fighter comes, a fighter fights out of Africa. You say you take so much percentage. The manager takes a percentage. Right. The so takes a percentage. The matchmaker takes a percentage. The matchmaker that talked to the other matchmaker takes a percentage. Then the fighter ends up with a minuscule amount of money. It's not fair to the fighters, But the way it should happen is if there's a Ghana matchmaker that is actually talking to a matchmaker in the United States. They just need to share the money, no matter how little it is. The matchmaker in Ghana cannot take 10,000, and the matchmaker in US take 10,000, and maybe the matchmaker in US also has another guy that hooks him up. So by the time the fighter gets his money, it's just that is not fair to the fighter. But I think Ghana does a better job than Nigeria. But we have a great Secretary General, and what he has done in Nigeria is really a better job compared to when I was younger. So, which I know you know Remy.
Remy
Yeah.
Abola, yeah, he's been on the show.
Thank God for him.
Right.
We are able to move some of our agendas forward in Nigeria. And I think we're doing a better job now of moving those agendas forward. The government, they just don't want to help us. You know, they don't. But when the fighters become what they are, though, you know, the government, you know how Africa is.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
you know.
But actually, let me not catch you there. But when Indonesia came to Nigeria and was going up, somebody inboxed me and told me, like, look at the hypocrites.
Yes.
Instead of them finding a way of developing the sport with the talent that they have in Nigeria, they're just celebrating only one person who's not even representing the flag.
Yes,
in the UK.
Absolutely. And that's what we're talking about. You know, I was 2018 or so, we came to Nigeria. Don King sent us to Nigeria because we were supposed to have a show. I don't know if you know about this story. So Don sent us here. He said, Nelson, I want to do a heavyweight bout in Nigeria.
Okay. Go
and talk to the minister. We met the Minister of Information and Sports, everything. You know, we told him about Don King. Don King spoke to everyone. At the end of the day, I don't know if what ended up happening, if they got something out of it, but didn't let us know. But it just fell flat. And we traveled. Don paid for us to travel all the way from the United States to go see them in Abuja. You know, it was supposed to be a big,
crazy.
You know, but we'll keep doing what we're doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing.
Right.
You know, people like you and me.
Okay, I mean,
you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying people like you and me is a reason why boxing will eventually be better in Africa, in West Africa.
Yeah, right. Credit to South Africa. They've done a lot of shows, and then they have the super sport backing them, even though they don't get it as often as it's supposed to be, but they try as much as possible to get their talent on. Looking at Africa, if you take Ghana, Nigeria, and then South Africa, which other African country do you think have the potential to bring a world champion? Of course, you have Congo also making a champion out of Longa. Apart from these countries, which country do you think have the potential to also bring world champions to Africa?
I think that South African region, not South Africa, but the southern side of Africa, they do a good job.
Southern side.
I've seen a couple of shows there. Even Zimbabwe, as much as they complain about, you know, they're having a hard time, they do some great shows there. But the government in Africa just don't, you know.
I think we've lost Nelson there, but we'll try to get him back on real soon. We've had an interesting conversation so far, and we hope we can wrap up the conversation. But like you've heard a lot of things that he said. I mean, people don't get to hear the manager's side. It's usually what the boxers come to tell us. It is like this. He went there. He went to fight like that. And I feel like it is about honesty and trust. That it's about time that the boxer lets the people know exactly what the managers are doing for them. Like he said, if you even want to get a different manager as part of the team, all you have to do is just talk about it. Tell your manager that somebody else wants to come on board and lift your career to the next level. And so, if not anything, you just let your manager give this new manager who wants to come on board the listening ears and find out what exactly he will do or how he fits in the team and what he has to offer. And maybe that partnership or that new person who is coming on board will be the person to take your career to the next level. And yes, boxing is very small. Whether we like it or not, you would either fight on a matchroom boxing event, a PBC event, or on Top Ranks event for the world to see you, or for you to be able to become the world champion that the world will give you the recognition that you want. And so definitely all these people that we see them in boxing, whether it is Nelson or anybody's or all the rest of the guys are blogs or people that you have to connect to also connect to the next level or next person to the next person. And before you get it, you realize you'll find yourself on the big card. For instance, let's take Isaac Dugbe for instance. His dad was promoting him in Ghana under the Royal Storm Dugbe, the Royal Storm promotions. And what we realized was we saw them bring in Mike Atamura, and by the time we realized the big shot was landed, and then he got a WBO world title, super bantamweight world title to fight, and then he became a world champion eventually. Right? The story is almost like that. Even with Chikomi, when he became a world champion, we saw him go with Onelli as part of the team, and then before we realized, he was able to land that world title shot. So like Nelson is saying, it's always a plot. The person that you know knows somebody, and he will be the person to call the next person to connect it all together and find your and land you that world title shot. That you will become. I mean, that's if you put in the hard work, you become the world champion that you want, that you always wanted to be. So, Nelson, I mean, we had a little technical challenge, but thank God that you're back. Before we wrap up, I mean, for you as a manager, right?
Yes.
What do you look in a boxer before you put a paper to pen?
Okay, so of course, just like anything else, when the fighters reach out to you, or even when you reach out to the fighter, it's all happy. It's all happy times. And one thing you want in the fighter is you just want the fighter to be a hard worker. Okay, I've been fortunate that the guys that I've signed have been those kind of guys. Even though Luashion he's no longer with me, I can't complain about that kid. He is a great talent, and I know Michael.
He's a hard worker.
And me and Michael know the same people, so I know Michael would get him over the top.
Right.
And get him that shot. But I don't see too many people really beating Shion. But like you asked me, I look for hard work, honesty, dedication. And if it doesn't work out, like I tell a fighter, I'm glad I'm on your platform. If I sign you, it doesn't work out, please just reach out to me. Amicably will depart, and whoever takes you over just knows that they have to, refund whatever was paid to you,
Right.
But the question you asked, I think is just as long as they're hard workers, man. You don't want a lazy fighter, because if they're too lazy, talent is good, but if they're lazy, they could get hurt in the ring.
Right.
You have to work hard. They have to work hard so that way they could. A hard working fighter that works hard, that trains hard, overcomes talent in the ring. I'm telling you, Habib Ahmed is an above average skilled fighter.
Right.
But what takes him over the edge in any fight is you have to outwork him. You cannot outwork him, And he's dropped down from super middleweight because he was way too heavy. I mean, he was too small for super middleweight.
He was too small for that weight. Yeah, he was too small for the weight.
I mean, when I took him to Herman Caicedo, which is Luis Ortiz's trainer, and I said, Herman, I need you to train this kid to become a champion. He said, what weight class? I said 168. He saw Habib. He said Habib is now 168. Habib is 154 or 160, without even telling him to weigh himself. Sure enough, Habib walks around now, 164, 162. That's his walking around weight. So Habib is going to be fighting at 154, 160 now. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We as Africans and people who love boxing and want to see African boxing go to the next level, what do you think is our problem in Africa? Is it the management? Is it the boxer? Is it the media? Or is the promotions?
We don't have the promotions. And even the promotions that we have, the money's not enough. The money's really not enough. Shout out to Kboxtv back home. Shout out to them. They are basically the main outfit, when it comes to boxing back home.
True.
Of course, you know Sally, which is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sally.
the other one after Go TV is Sally Promotions.
Right.
So he's trying, but like I told you, it's not easy, man.
True.
Financially, the
True.
boxers think it's not easy.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Sally has not made a profit in anything he's done so far.
True.
I could guarantee it.
True.
But he keeps pushing. So shout out to that brother.
Mm.
You know, and you wish these fighters, you know, some, not all of them, but some don't really understand what it takes to do these things. But I think it's promotion and the fact that we just don't have enough resources. You know, there's not enough in the pot for us to consistently do it. Consistently do it. You know, if we able to consistently do it, then I think we'll be fine in that region. You know, we just don't have enough. So you know, a guy like me, I'm coming home to do a show. I have to see how it works out. You know, for me to do another one a month later, maybe I have to space it out a month later, or 2 months later, or 3 months later. You know.
True.
So I think that's it.
Oh, okay. Before you go, I would like for you to watch this video, and then
2 cards, 1 night, 5 world title fights. The first of 2 cards.
I love what I'm going to see when the Filipino John Riel Casimero goes in there against Ghana's Duke Micah. A lot at stake with the title on the line. We're going to have Brandon Figueroa going in there defending his title against Damian Vasquez.
Will be headlined by Jermall Charlo taking on Sergey Derevyanchenko. This will be at 160 pounds for Charlo's WBC middleweight title. I thought Derevyanchenko beat Triple G, and certainly at age 34, time is not on his side.
This is that test. When Sergey Derevyanchenko gets inside of him, we're going to find out what Jermall Charlo is made of.
This is just the beginning. 30 of them tried, 30 of them failed. We'll get a chance to get in there and do what we got to do on Saturday.
I want belt. I want belt green. I want win. I'm ready.
His trainer, him, his whole camp, they looking past me. I'm the best in the world. Saturday, you guys get a chance to see it.
They're looking past me. I want the belt. I want the belt. And then we also saw. I'm sure you've also seen that. You saw the press conference, and Duke Micah said he's going to come to the ring with fire. I mean, with all these cards coming up, I mean, which one are you excited about? The prediction for the rest of the one.
I'm excited for my little brother Duke Micah. I can't lie to you. You know, I'm excited for Duke. I know how much work he puts in. I know his trainer personally. I know his trainer. Very, very good man. I know how much work Duke puts in. And he's the better skilled fighter. He's the stronger fighter. I just don't see Duke losing that fight. In fact, I see Duke stopping him, to be honest with you.
Right. That'll be a very convincing win. And, you know, because once you take the fight to the judges, I mean, you've left it to them, for them to decide. So, stopping him will be the best. And
after that, man, any of the Charlos, I just don't see both Charlos winning, man. I know.
I was saying it.
I just listen. I know Jason. Jason trains in the same gym that Rafael used to train. I know his trainer. You know,
I had him on the show. I had him on the show on Wednesday, and I mean, you could see the determination on his eyes. Saying,
the boy, when you see him hit a bag, and I know Charlo hits hard.
Yeah.
But Jason is a real deal, bro. You know, Jason, I could see both brothers losing, bro. That's the truth. I could see both brothers losing. And it's gonna be a good card.
Great.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Right. I really thank you for your time. And Rafael just sent a message, and he was saying, "Good one, 24-9. Oh yeah, that's his record. Yeah,
Rafael, champ. Tell champ.
Right. And this is from Saleh, your own friend Saleh Boxing.
Yes, Oladosu, real one, Oladosu. That's who was trying to find out who the name is. Real one, Oladosu.
Yeah, right. This is coming in from Michael Barancote. Big up Nelson. I'm watching you. Big up Kofi. Kboxtv is simply the best. Thank you, Michael.
I appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, great. We really appreciate your time too, and we look forward to the big show coming on in Nigeria. We will definitely be there to broadcast it to the world. And yes, let's see how the partnership is going to go and how we're going to take African boxing into the world.
Yes. We I appreciate you, and then thank you for letting me have your platform today, man. Because I know you have a lot of followers, and so thanks a lot. God bless.
All right, you're welcome. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Yeah, same here, brother.
My guy on the show, or my guest on the show was Nelson Azur, and like you heard him, they have a show coming up in December. It's a show you wouldn't miss, or you can miss, because we definitely want to bring it on Kboxtv. And so we wish you, him and his team, all the best as they prepare ahead of the fight coming up in Nigeria on December 21st. And also there'll be a show in Ghana next month. We don't have all the details yet, but once we get it, definitely we'll update you on how it's going to go. It's going to be a collaboration of two promoters, Boss Office Promotions and then Ace Power Boxing Promotions. They'll come together to bring the show to all of you. So I want to say a very big thank you to Nelson again for making time for us, and every other person that have been on the show who have made time for us. We really appreciate you. You are the reason why Kboxtv is where it is today, and we always say a prayer for you when we say one for ourselves. So make sure you also do same, and so that together we can take Africa boxing to the world. Guys, it's been a very good evening, and we want to say or wish Duke Micah the very best in his fight tomorrow against Casimiro of Philippines. He has the opportunity to become a WBO bantamweight world champion, and tomorrow the whole of Ghana and Africa will have their eyes on Duke Micah versus John Real Casimiro, and hope that Duke Micah will be able to take his title from him and bring it back to Ghana, and for us to have another world champion again in Ghana. Until then, we wish him the very best, and then we hope he brings the title to Ghana. Guys, have a very good evening, and I appreciate your time.